In this video, let's talk about authorization to return to Canada or ARC. But before I continue, please subscribe to our channel and enable notifications. Sometimes when you are inside Canada, you encounter problems with the immigration authorities. That could be any inadmissibility issues under sections 33 to 43 of the Immigration Act, and because of any of those issues, you could receive a removal order. A removal order means the government of Canada asks you to officially leave Canada and also inform Canada Border Services Agency about you being removed from Canada. There are three different types of removal orders under section 223 of the immigration regulations, namely a departure order, an exclusion order, and a deportation order. Under section 52 of the Immigration Act, when you receive a removal order from Canada, you normally need to ask for an authorization to return back to Canada unless you are exempted under the regulations. Under the regulations, actually under section 224, it says that if your removal order was a departure order, then you don't need to receive an authorization to return to Canada. This does not mean that you can come back to Canada if you remove a departure order. You still need to apply for a visa if you need a visa to come back to Canada, or an ETA if you need an ETA to come back to Canada, or if you need to work in Canada or you intend to study in Canada, and then a study permit or work permit. However, for the specific purpose of a departure order, you do not really need to apply for an authorization to return to Canada. If you receive an exclusion order, by default, you are banned from Canada for a period of 12 months. If the exclusion order is because of misrepresentation, then the ban is 60 months. And that means that when they enforce that exclusion order or you are removed from Canada, then depending on the type of exclusion order, within the next 12 months or the next 60 months, you cannot come back to Canada unless you apply for an authorization to return to Canada and an immigration officer issues that authorization. If you receive a deportation order, regardless of how many years or how many months have passed since the time that the deportation order was enforced, unfortunately, you need to apply for an ARC. So you need to apply for an ARC if you have received a deportation order or an exclusion order, but you are within that period that you are not exempted from an ARC. There is another situation. If you receive a departure order and you do not comply with the departure order conditions, it means that you do not leave Canada within those 30 days that they give you, or when you are leaving, you do not report your departure from Canada. In those situations, your departure order becomes a deportation order, and unfortunately, because of that, you need to apply for an authorization to return to Canada. You may ask, what is an ARC? An ARC application is like a visa application, so it's like a TRV application. However, what you need to know is that the processing fee for ARC is $400, not $100. And also you need to include many documents on top of a TRV application. For example, you need to explain why you were removed from Canada, why those conditions do not apply to you anymore, why you deserve to come back to Canada, or what are the reasons that you are coming back to Canada. If there are any humanitarian and compassionate factors, you need to include them. At the end of the day, you need to convince an immigration officer that you deserve to come back to Canada. There are no issues that they need to be worried about, and your travel to Canada is justified. If at the time of removal from Canada, they paid for your removal, then you owe the government of Canada money, and you need to pay that money back to the government of Canada to make sure that you can apply for an ARC. Right now, if you want to apply for an ARC application, you need to submit that ARC application on paper to a visa office that is responsible for your country. Even if you are exempt from a TRV, you still need to prepare a TRV application. On top of that, you need to mention that this is actually an ARC application. Of course, there needs to be a cover letter and several documents, and you need to mail them to the visa office responsible for your country. Currently, biometrics is not part of an ARC application. However, if you're combining that ARC application with another application like a work permit or a study permit application, and you don't have valid biometrics, then you need to give biometrics. If you are coming from a country that you need a visa to Canada and you haven't done a biometrics in the past, or your biometrics are not valid anymore, then you need to give biometrics. That means that you need to pay $85 extra, or if you're a family, $170 extra just for the biometrics, and go through the biometrics as well. Remember, ARC is just for people who have received removal orders. If you are inadmissible to Canada, but you were outside Canada when that inadmissibility happened and you never received a removal order, then you don't need an ARC application. However, you need to address those issues for your inadmissibility to make sure that you can come back to Canada. Depending on the type of the inadmissibility and when it happened, you may need to apply for record suspension inside Canada, or for rehabilitation from outside Canada, or you may be deemed rehabilitated. You sometimes need to apply for ministerial relief, or sometimes you need to apply for a temporary resident permit. I have videos and articles about any of those subjects. You can check them out. I mentioned the links below this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. My name is Al Parsai. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I teach immigration consulting at Ashton College. I'm the author of 88 Tips on Immigration to Canada. You can find out about your purchasing options by visiting 88tips.ca. Please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and enable notifications. See you soon.